In our never-ending quest for novelty, my wife and I went to, I think it was Walgreens actually, and we got drumsticks where you don't actually need drums.
Air drums, air drumming.
So they're
oh wow, you got
air drums, which not only in our age of AI and MIDI do this, but can also do this. Well, they can't do that, but they can do this. Huh?
What's the other one? There's one more.
What does this one do? Oh, this is the boing boing.
Yeah. You'd be in a good 80s rock band. You'd be great.
It helps me hit him on something. Ow!
Oh, God damn. Why did you do that?
And you heard that, right? You heard.
Yes, it hit your temple. Why would
Yeah,
you
no, I should go from another part of my
yourself in
brain.
the temple?
Yeah, well, it's either that or the church, so I figured why not? Oh!
Here, you could.
So yes, we got these this week, just because, and because hours of fun. You know, we've been on 5 whole days of vacation, if you will, for the Thanksgiving holiday weekend. Both of us have been teaching at local universities. So from Wednesday through tomorrow, and it's already bumming me out that the vacation is more than halfway over.
Okay, I'll show you.
Is that getting to you too?
Let me show you something. It always gets me. I'm going to show you something that'll pick you up right away.
It was like Wednesday and Thursday were great because I usually be teaching. And then Friday, I'm like, all right, it's my usual like 3-day weekend to grade and stuff.
Focus here. Okay, here. Whenever you're feeling sad and blue, there's a place that you can go.
Let me set this up properly.
Everybody knows your name. It's Mission Barbecue. They don't have any more meatloaf. They don't have any more shrimp nuggets. They don't have any more, what's the other one? Cheeseburger. They don't have any more a filet of sole.
Oh, God. I'll bet that'll be next. But in between, let me re-explain. By the way, hello, Potato. Hi! What the hell is this? It's Dave's Gone By.
He wants hair.
Yeah.
Why is his hat like a pinhead hat? Look.
Well, he was squashed in packaging. We got another potato this week, too. So I'm very, very excited about that. It's been overall a pretty good week. Yeah. Started badly because I was sick with a cold again. You saw me last show. By the way, Dave's Gone By is the name of the program. I'm Dave Lefkowitz. That's my wonderful and adorable wife, Joyce. This is our 919th episode of the program. And what are we calling it? And we're calling it, and this is the thanks I get. Because it's, Thanksgiving weekend. And it started off pretty friggin' shitty. Because, I was like sick as a dog. And I'm not sick as a dog. I didn't have COVID. I had the same thing. Every time she does it, she's showing
now
me.
It says, hello, holiday specials. Mouth-watering prime rib, smoked and carved to order. But then I can't read the comments.
You don't have to read anything more than that.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Smoked and carved.
Oh, and let's show the picture of what our friend made.
No, don't swipe away from the prime rib so quick.
This is what our friend made.
Oh, yeah, okay, you can swipe away to that. So our old friend from Colorado, she's home. She's having some health ailments, but she's home with her daughter who has COVID. And what does she do? What does this woman do over the holiday, over Thanksgiving? Joyce and I, we grade, we try and sleep, we watch TV, we bicker. This woman goes into the kitchen and makes cream puffs. Her own.
And then they had frangipan. I think there's some frangipan.
Well, that's on the show we're watching. But she makes her own shoe buns with creme. Is it creme fraiche or creme pat? I have no idea.
Don't know what pat is.
Creme anglaise.
Something.
Creme something.
Yeah.
But she made, because this woman used to send us Madeleines for the holiday. She
sent it to your mother by mistake, and your mom should have sent them to us.
Well, by the time it would gotten to us in the mail, first of all, it was $40 to ship those things.
It would have been fresh.
And our friend doesn't have our home address. I'm sure we sent it to her, but whatever. But the thing is, she used to send us every year homemade Madeleines. I mean, for a while we're in Colorado, but then and we get together with her and her daughter on the holiday.
Yeah.
Now we're far away.
She's an excellent cook.
And oh my God, she is making she made these homemade cream puffs. So already I see that and I'm like, ah. Except old Dave can't eat those because old Dave is 2,000 miles away from where they are. And this makes me upset again. But,
Oh, then maybe we should stay home.
ladies and gentlemen, I have been complaining relentlessly, week after week after week, that Mission Barbecue, which is a chain barbecue place in this region, that does things like smoked brisket and baby back ribs and barbecue ribs, which old Dave lives for. So,
Look how you got so sad you froze.
okay. Well, this is somewhere else. This is when Mission Barbecue, their special for the past 6 or 7 weeks, has been smoked meatloaf.
I'm sure somebody liked it.
That somebody wasn't me. No, honestly, I tried it. They were very nice. They gave me a taste of it. It was delicious. If you love meatloaf, and meatloaf is good. Meatloaf is perfectly fine. However,
it's not what you associate it.
I don't go to Mission Barbecue for a slice of meatloaf.
You spent time with that grandpa.
I did. I go to Mission Barbecue for ribs because they make really nice.
Because they spoiled you the first time you went. They gave you a whole big slab of the ribs to try.
Yeah, well, I told this story on there, but weeks and weeks and weeks ago, I'd never been into a Mission Barbecue, and I'm like, I want ribs, and I see they have the big placard in front of where the counter people are, and it said baby back ribs, spare ribs, and I'm like, just tell me what's the difference. I don't know which to order. And they said, well, spare ribs are more like the Chinese restaurant kind, and baby backs are like the thicker ones with a humpback. Try one, you'll see. And they bring out no charge, like a heroin dealer giving you a taste of the product. They bring me out a baby back, one rib, but it's got a ton of meat on it.
Yeah.
And they're like, here.
That's to taste.
And I try it, and I orgasm in my pants, and I'm like, yeah. And they said, well, you sure you don't want to try the baby back? And I'm like,
which one did you try first?
I tried the. I'm sorry, you sure you want to try the spare? I tried the baby back first.
Oh yeah, that's the one.
You sure you don't want to try the spare ribs? And I'm like, well, yeah, I'm getting something here. Don't worry, you're not giving me free food with no recompense. I am spending money here, so thank you for the free sample of baby back.
Yes.
And yes, I will try the sample spare rib too, please. Thank you very much. Which they gave me a little rib of that, and it was delish. But I had already had my heart, my stomach, and my cholesterol valves set on the baby back, which I got, and it was delish, and comparatively decently priced compared to every other place you can get ribs.
But also they smoke it. I mean, I don't think many places, I don't know personally but I don't think many places have an active smoker.
Yeah, no. I mean, places that do ribs, they barbecue them, but they don't necessarily smoke them.
Yeah, the smoking is remember Big Worm said smoking.
Big Worm. I did this for Big Worm.
I'm going to leave you with the pictures. I'm going to make more tea.
Okay, go for it. I could use a cup, please, of hot tea, a little bit of honey, and then mostly more agave. Thank you very much.
Okay.
So anyway, Mission Barbecue, months and months ago, I try it, and I declare my undying love for them immediately. And I've been going back just about once a week ever since, usually for ribs, but they do this other thing called the Black Plate Special. And instead of the old blue plate specials like places used to do, I think it has to do with the military because it's very kind of pro-veteran themed, pro-people in the service and first responders place, which I'm all for, right? So, and pro-America, literally at noon every day, they stop everything in the restaurant. If you've never been into one, it's quite something. That everybody stops everything they're doing. People stop eating, cooks stop cooking, servers stop serving, and for about a minute, 45 seconds, the TV screen goes to an American flag, and they play the Star Spangled Banner, and you stop, and you look, or you sing along, you put your hand over your heart, you take your hat off, and you know what? Weird and fascistic as that may appear, is quite lovely. I like this country. I'm all for it. And I'm for saluting the American flag and the good things that it stands for. You bet. I'm not going to take a friggin' knee. This country's been reasonably good to me. So, yay. You win the lottery if you're born in the United States of America. In a lot of ways. So, and then after the song plays, everybody goes back to eating and cooking and serving and eating and wiping the grease on the hand and the different barbecue sauces that they put on the table. The Memphis barbecue, and they got the Casey, the sweet and the tangy and the oh. So they have this black plate special thing, like a blue plate special. And what that is a more cheaply than usually priced special dish that they don't have on the regular menu. And some of the times it has been ribeye steaks done in different ways. So the first time I tried a black plate special, it was Hawaiian style ribeye steak. I mean, as much as it pained me to forego having the spare or the baby back ribs, to have a ribeye, beautifully cooked steak with a little bit of sort of a sweet pineapple-y relish with it, cooked to order with, and a little bit of cornbread. And for something like $13, $14, not like $22, which is what Outback charges these days, right? So you get a ribeye steak for a very good price, and it's like, oh. And Joyce had to physically restrain me from going there for lunch and dinner 8 days a week, honestly, as the Beatles would put it, because it's friggin' ribeye steak, black plate. And this would go on for about a month and a half. And then suddenly, they took it away. Because nothing lasts forever in this world. At some point, the Leaning Tower of Pisa will fall. At some point, all these Mayan relics and these things in Rome will collapse into dust, right? At some point, the oldest building in America, and we're only 250 years old, is going to go on fire, or there's going to be an earthquake, or some terrorist will destroy it, and it will be gone, right? So everything goes. Stonehenge, at some point, somebody will blow on it, and it'll crumble into dust and ash. So nothing lasts forever, including the ribeye black plate special. And then I come in there and they're like, oh, no, it's new special. Well, what is your new black plate special? Shrimp. And they're like, yeah, shrimp, it's good. I'm like, shrimp? So I try it, I order it, and it's delish. But you get like 8 pieces of shrimp, with a little bit with sauce, and they're smoked, it's yummy. And then, as my parents would say, it fills a tooth, and you're done. Well, and it was basically about a little less, but almost the same price as a ribeye steak. And I'm like, you went from ribeye steak to shrimp. This is a barbecue hut. This is a place where people go for meat. Shrimp is nice. Your shrimp was delish. But it's like, I'm done. Thank you. $11 gone, and I'm still hungry. Thank you. No. And then they come back with another ribeye. Yes, they did. And this time they did a smoked ribeye with espresso covering, like a coffee espresso finish on the steak. And old Dave is like, come to Papa. Come relentlessly to Papa. And I was a very happy camper for several weeks getting the espresso rubbed ribeye steak. And joy reigned throughout the land. And then 6 or 7 more weeks passed, and we get the feeling, is it? That nothing lasts forever. We go there, and well, okay, so what is your new black plate special? What do you have replacing the ribeye steak? And like, check this out. Smoked meatloaf. I wish I had the crickets chirping. Smoked meatloaf. Yeah. So, you can see my thrill, my exuberance about this, and they were nice. I asked them, you know what? I'm going to get ribs today, but if you wouldn't mind, like you did that first time, if you could give me a little cube, a little, let me try. Oh, is it
that
smoke?
original tube is downstairs. I couldn't bring it.
Don't worry, but we got the fake tube here. Why don't you put it? Oh shoot.
Could you get the pan? I can't.
All right, hold. I'll be right back.
Just hold this.
Yeah, just give me that. I got it. Oh yeah, you can use that. That's great. So I try it. They give me a wedge, a cube of smoked meatloaf.
Are you still talking about?
I am, of course, still talking about that.
Do you
And
want me to get original tube?
no, we got two right here.
But original tube.
Oh, you want to get it? Yeah, original tube. So, oh, it's good. I tried the smoked meatloaf, and it's really good. It really is. It's really good and smoky because you usually have meatloaf, but you don't have smoked meatloaf. It's a nice extra flavor. Do I give a shit? No, because I miss the steak, the meat, the real meat. Loaf is you take snouts and tails, assholes. Now you grind that up. Nobody can tell. It's meatloaf. Bad spice. It's like hot dogs. Even the worst hot dogs versus the best hot dogs. You grind it up. You put seasoning on it. You put it in a casing of intestine. You chew into it with ketchup and mustard. What are you really tasting? What do you even notice? So the meatloaf probably spectacular compared to most meatloafs, but I don't care. And this goes on for a week. I mean, one time I felt bad because I looked in. It was like a week and a half ago. And I poked into the store to kind of look at their board to see if the special had changed. And they recognized me there, the people who work there, and they're trained for this, but they're super friendly and super respectful, the folks who work, and they're young kids, a lot of them. And there's a certain ethos, there's a pride in working there that they fake, of course, but it's still, you go in there and you are treated nicely by every single person in a Mission barbecue. And I like that too. But so I poke in and I don't want to catch anybody's eye. I'm just kind of reading the board from far away, looking for black plate special. And I see meatloaf. Meatloaf! More meatloaf! And I close the door and I scurry away, hoping that they haven't seen meatloaf. So I slink away in despair. Joyce just said, Mission Barbecue call. They want me back. Well, they got me back because Joyce checked. Well, yeah, she checked a couple of days ago, and here's the deal. She checked, and the new. Hold on, let me just put this down. As of just a day or two or three ago, really, or maybe just right after Thanksgiving, and I have been worried. I should mention this because I knew. No, I figured. Thanksgiving would be coming up.
Oh, you're afraid of? No, they had turkey specials.
Well, let me say that. I figured.
Did you want your tea here?
My tea is here. I put my coffee there.
You want it there? I'll move it to you.
If you can, yeah. Because Thanksgiving was on its way. Thank you.
What's your hat?
Yeah, gotta put this on, of course. I figured, oh great. After they get done with the meatloaf, invariably, what else could the special possibly be?
You asked them if it would be turkey.
Right. I specifically asked because I knew what the answer would be. I knew,
used your investigative journalism skills.
I said, well, yeah. I said, hey, do you happen to, did they tell you, about the next black plate special? I'm assuming it's turkey. And they're like, well, no. It won't be turkey because we have a special smoked Thanksgiving turkey meal separate from our black plate special. We'll do that. We do that just for the holiday.
Which makes sense, yeah.
Which I feel like I should have ordered.
You should have.
Yeah, I should have tried it because I like turkey.
So
maybe dark
why
meat.
Why don't you get it today?
Because I think you know why.
You can get both.
I could. Anyway, So, but he said, no, that won't be the next Black Light Special. We'll have a turkey special
You
for the
really know
holiday.
these men
But
well.
except
Like,
I do.
How long are you, when I go shopping, how long are you spending there?
Oh, I'm in the kitchen. I'm observing.
Remember, like the critic? We went to some place and So the American theater critics always had good food. They always served us, gave us a lot of food. It was always known.
Here, let me explain.
Yeah.
We would go to places as part of the
Yeah.
American Theater Critics Association. I'm Dave Lefkowitz. I've been a theater critic for years.
Conference, right?
Yeah, we would go to these conferences and we were feted,
Oh,
but
my
not only
God.
by theaters,
Yeah.
but sometimes by local restaurants, because some of us were food
yeah.
critics too. And they wanted us to come to the city, enjoy the theater, write about the theater, and have a really great time in the city, extolling the virtues of whether it was Cleveland or Stratford or Seattle, all these different places we would go to. So we would go to places and have opening stuff and
I'm thinking of
food,
Indianapolis. Remember the coffee machines never worked in a hotel.
Well, that was a hotel, but there's one place we went,
and they said,
and we were used to getting fed before a show.
And I think they said it would be dinner, so people assumed it would be dinner. But when we got there, it was just horse skewers.
Yeah, and minimal at that, like one or two pigs in a blanket meal. Which, you don't, as a theater critic, you don't want to have a big, heavy meal before you see a show, because by the middle of the first act, it'll be. But you also you don't want to be sitting there with your tummy rumbling and grumpy, watching a comedy or anything really. And so we went to one place, and there was minimal. And I feel like we're grousing, we're complaining, but we're critics. That's what we do. And one who I don't want to say the name, and she's long gone now, but there was one or two older theater critics among us, and they wrote for like penny savers and stuff.
No, she was good, and they said to her, she went in the kitchen, and they said, "Ma'am, do you know you've gone in the kitchen?" And she said,
"I know I've gone in the kitchen. I'm looking for food."
Exactly. I'm still hungry.
I'm hungry. You didn't bring out any food. I'm gonna go get some. She was reprimanded.
I know, but you can't go. Like, even if you work in even if you work in a place like that, you can't just hop in and go to.
No, you can't. We were all a little. We were. I mean, it was funny, but we were a little embarrassed by her behavior.
But I think the worst thing was also somebody who's deceased. He wore a hairpiece.
Oh, well,
and so we were on a swamp boat in New Orleans, like these. And they go pretty fast, and so of course we sit behind the person. It's me, you, and Ed, right? And all of a sudden he's wearing a cap, and his cap flies off, and I catch it, and Ed goes, "That's his hair," and I was like, "Ah!"
But it wasn't. It was just
a cap.
Yeah. And we can say who that was. That was Herb.
Yeah.
Herb, I'm so thrilled. We had him on this program a couple of years before he passed.
Oh,
Herb.
no, Potato wants his hair.
Oh my God, what was his name? Herb
Simpson.
Simpson, of course.
Like
Herb
Homer
Simpson. Yeah. So Potato. Let me get Potato hair.
Yeah, but why is his hat so messed up?
He came in the mail recently. He's been traveling. So, to finish the tale of Mission Barbecue, which I have not finished yet. It's like half an hour almost.
Is this an ad, David?
Well, in a manner of speaking. Yeah. But so they told me, it's not going to be turkey.
Oh, yeah.
Because turkey is a special anyway. And I was like, there's hope. And Joyce finds out a couple of days ago.
I thought it was pastrami, but that was from 2018.
Pastrami would not have been bad. Pastrami would have been a reasonable, compared to meatloaf or shrimp or cheeseburger that they have.
As somebody who doesn't eat meat, I would think like prime rib is a holiday season kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like we used to have a place in Queens called Mashbach, and they would have like soup. So they'd have like bread on the table, breadsticks. You'd get salad.
I love that.
You'd get soup.
I miss that.
A dinner with potato, veg, and then you get dessert.
How about peppermill is kind of like that.
Then you would get
like
a what do you call it? Mom liked it, the banana cream pie or something. Whatever you wanted, was really good. But
I think you sent it on my phone. Is my phone here?
What?
Yeah, it is. The from Mission.
Oh no, look in right here. It's in the text. So
it's in the text. Okay.
Whenever you need to find anything in the text, just go to this little button.
Little button, yeah.
And then that's what I send you, and then it's this thing.
So you didn't call up this time. We just kind of looked, and we found, and we discovered
that it's was new. I think.
Like a day or two ago.
It's already. We saw as soon as it had over 300 likes.
Only 300 likes. There's a chaos. It's 100,000.
Oh.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen,
I'll say David.
I started all these different Facebook accounts just to like the prime
Look at it.
rib.
But you want
Is it smoked?
Yes.
Mouth-watering prime rib, smoked and carved
To order.
order.
So that means it's hot, and they just slice it off the piece.
Because it's got to be tough. If you cooked prime rib, it stops being rare like that. You stop it turns into a ribeye basically, which is perfectly fine. But prime rib, oh my God, you cut it. It's like as Streisand was, I like butter. It's like butter.
Excitement! You got to meet Tubi.
Or well, we haven't even. Yeah, okay. So it has been so far.
I'll show you the
an above average Thanksgiving because I got over my cold, most of it. You can still hear me,
Honey.
blowing my brains out. And prime rib is coming at Mission Barbecue. Oh yeah, oh yes it is.
Get her on Instagram.
And they also have cream corn and salted caramel.
Mission Barbecue on Instagram. I want to see what people wrote.
Me too. Joyce is checking the reviews for Mission Barbecue. I haven't even eaten the prime rib yet. I'm going to give it 5 stars just because the very idea of prime rib is a 5-star idea.
Oh, someone put the comment, the best.
Not best.
I can't see all the comments because I'm not in.
Oh, because you have to log into
Instagram,
Facebook. Yeah, it's fine. Or Instagram,
People
whichever.
just said it's the best.
Yeah. And what's nice is their side is cream corn rather than mashed. So
I'm sure they
he's
have
happy.
that too if you really want it.
If you really, really want it. So what else happened this week? Let's see. Joyce keeps mentioning the tube. I took a picture, another picture. I took pictures about 2 weeks ago. But we were back to that weird vortex of commerce that is near a place where we get coffee and tea. But in this little area of, you can't really even call it a strip mall. I'm not even sure what it is. It's just little companies there.
Strip mall. It's near the train.
Yeah. So they have a candle wax place. It's both retail and wholesale. It's weird.
Go back and forth and see.
Well, all right. Well, let me just then do picture by picture. We'll do it that way then. If I can. Hello.
Give it to me. What you do? What do you want?
Well, let's first do the tubes.
Okay.
So one of
the. Want to show your potato picture?
Which one?
With you and the potato magazine.
Oh yeah, sure. Let's do it.
But then watch, because then you go through a series of things you shouldn't show. So. Oh,
all right. Oh, those are my penis pictures. Okay.
No,
Gotta love this. Potato will love this. We were in a supermarket, and Joyce found this on the stands. I mean.
Yeah, and then you stop the aisle of people to take the picture.
Well, no, there was a woman who was shopping in this aisle, and she stands there waiting, and I'm like, it's okay. There was room behind you for her to pass,
I know.
and she's like, oh no, I want to see what the hell you're doing. Because I'm standing there hugging a magazine that says potato.
There's more pictures.
And she's like, you must like potatoes. I'm like, honey, you have no idea. Oh, there's a picture of Emily Deschanel there. We can certainly look at that.
That haircut, yeah.
Hello. Only goes this way. All right. You don't want me to show that, I assume.
What? Oh, you can do whatever you want.
All right, I can. Well, Joy, it's been a wonderful Thanksgiving. 24 hostages were released. Oh boy, isn't Hamas just the greatest thing ever? Aren't they the sweetest, most lovable people of all? Yeah. Anywho.
Find your tube. Let me see.
And then I mentioned the candle.
I didn't bring up tube.
I have tube. You just gave me tube. Or is this your new tube? Or is it YouTube?
Oh no.
Which you might be watching this on.
Is there another tube there?
No. Yes. You
that little crinkly one. I think that crinkly one, the first one, and that one is.
This was the original tube. This is tube gadol.
That's the understudy.
The ersatz tube. Yeah.
No, understudy tube.
Understudy tube.
You can't make it.
But I'm not there yet because
that's
the next
like
picture.
Miss America and what's the other one? Vice Miss America, the other one under.
Miss
America
is
and
there?
the runner-up.
A runner-up.
There's gotta be. That's a runner-up tube.
So this was Miss America tube,
and I gave you the ad for Jeppies.
Well, this tube is kind of chunky. So. Oh yeah, it's here. What about it?
Well, that's in the
when I get to that, yeah. Yeah. But first, I mentioned the candle wax place, which has, for no real apparent reason.
Yes.
Well, because they use milk.
They make from milk.
Milk.
It's called the barn or something.
And they put out front this giant cow. And if you can see there, I'm trying for the sake of the photo. Actually, I would have done it anyway. to suck on the udder of this cow. I couldn't quite get my mouth onto it or around it. So I got close. You can see me here trying
and
to.
You weren't
trying to lick
by police for it, so that's good.
Yeah. There's me trying to get a little milk out of this cow. I would have paid for it, but
yeah, but you can get milk at the coffee place. You get cream.
So this is what I did. Instead, I was able to this is the photo I put on Facebook last night of at least squeeze some of the milk, the plastic milk, out of it.
Yeah, you probably got, what would a plastic cow make? It probably would be like creamer, like that artificial creamer.
Yeah, right? Cremora.
She would probably make like artificial creamer with pumpkin spice,
Oh, yeah, that's
like
exactly what
it.
this would make.
Or cinnamon, something like that,
And then there's more of these. So literally next to the place for the giant cow is the greatest name for a company maybe ever. Buchanan's Tube Bending Company.
I guess they're for plumbing.
I don't know what the hell they're for. This is real. Buchanan's Tube Bending.
Show the original tube.
Well, here it is. Here, this is the actual tube.
That no tubes were heard in the making of that.
So this tube had been straightened out, and I was able to bend it. You can see, it really took some effort. Here's a. See, this is already after I bent it. I was happy.
Yeah.
But oh my God, it took such skill. Here. Look at that. Look at the exertion in trying to bend my tube in front of Buchanan's. Yeah. Buchanan's Tube Bending Company.
Show them where you parked.
Hold on.
Ever Jeppy Nuts parking?
Well, there's this also. That's actually a pretty good picture. I mean, the weirdest part of this picture is not that I'm covering up a word, but it looks like I've got like a fish hand. It literally looks like my fingers got cut off in a horrible accident, and I've got a nub. Actually, I'm just holding my hand over.
Yeah, like this. You're doing like potato.
Parking for nut, but this is actually a place. This is the Jeppy Nut Company, around I guess for like 100 years almost or something. The Jeppy Nut Company, but of course I like to have my little ways, my little fun with signs.
Yes.
It's kind of like that classic moment with Harpo Marx, where you see him standing against the side of a men's room, and the guy goes in, and Harpo kind of leans over, and it's like he's been covering the WO with his back, and some guy runs out of the room chased by women.
That's not nice.
That's a classic moment in film, ladies and gentlemen. What?
No, you hit the thing.
I hit them. Yeah, these are still on. Uh-oh.
Hit them together. Not your head, not your head together.
Actually, the back of my neck, it feels good.
Oh.
Thank you very much.
I think that's how Metallica got started.
It is. So anyway, you're watching Dave's Gone By with me, Dave Lefkowitz, my wonderful wife Joyce. Potato is with us, of course. Tube.
That's understudy too. That's
Mr. And understudy runner-up tube is here too as well. So yeah, it is Saturday, November 25th, 2023, Thanksgiving weekend. Doing our 919th episode of the show. For more info about the show, check our Facebook page, Dave's Gone By. Unfortunately, our main page, davesgoneby.com, is down for the count because my hosting service, Bluehost, is a miserable piece of shit. So until they can figure out how to fix things, we're going to be down there. But if you're looking for our archives, archive.org. That's really the best place right now. Archive.org. Yeah. And they don't necessarily come up in all the Google searches. You kind of have to, if you're looking for something in particular, go to archive.org.
And search within the site.
Yeah, and look for Dave's Gone By. We have a whole section there of every show we've ever done, audio and video.
It's crazy.
And also every interview. we've ever done. They're all at archive.
Did I find that one, or did you find that one?
I found that one because I was scrolling through it, and it turned out this is a place I've used it for the film class that I'm teaching. Where if I want to watch a movie, I can't get it at the video store, what video store? I can't get it from the libraries and stuff.
The library alone.
And it's an old movie. I go on archive.org, and there's Simon of the Desert by Louis Buñuel, and there's Yojimbo by Kurosawa, or all these movies. So, very happy to have that resource. It gathers and collects art, entertainment, literature from the past hundreds of years with permission, and we're on there. We have our whole channel on there.
Super.
I'm thrilled that we do, because if we didn't, I'd be fucked with my website right now. And YouTube, all I get now is more messages from YouTube, like I would get years ago. Like, remember your episode 537? Well, it's blocked because of copyright. I'm like, what the fuck weren't you figuring out like 6 years ago when we did that show, that ASCAP or BMI or some
music, kind of
music, music or lyric rights or whatever. Yeah. So at some point, basically, the first 500 episodes of Dave's Gone By, very many of them having music, because we were. Yeah, remember when we were on
the radio station.
When we were on WGBB and on the college radio, on UNC radio.
Yeah.
It was a miracle. I spent half the show playing music. I was DJing. And all that shit's going to go from YouTube. It's just going to be blocked. You are blocked in Central Eurasia. I'm like, why? Well, somebody has a copyright. I'm like, fuck you. Remember back in the day when record companies would pay DJs under the table to play their stuff? And I was like, oh my God, you played our stuff. You owe us money.
I remember when people had to put a tape recorder to the radio.
I grew up doing that.
They did, yeah.
Every weekend I would record Dr. Demento onto cassette. I hear those cassettes again. I mean, I wouldn't have to, because Dr. Demento has those shows on his website.
I'm showing you an image of the fake beef. Look.
There's the, where did I start with this? What was I on about?
About you can watch old episodes of the website.
But you can't.
Not of the show, David.
So if you look for davesgoneby.com, it's going to be kind of blank at the moment.
Did you link that on Facebook? Let people know.
I should, I should just tell people.
Yeah, you should.
Here's our archive.org page.
I think
everything
we've done.
I
can't remember. Asked Marie.
What?
Marie asked, I think.
Yeah. So you can, and for the past couple of years.
Honey, just remember that.
Remember, this happens. Yes. This happens. And this happens if you're dyslexic. But, yeah. So you can go to the page on archive.org. You can also scroll down on our Facebook page and watch the past few years. It just takes a while to scroll of our archives, but all of our archives are not on Facebook. It's just the years we've been on video through them. Anywho, so it's 20 to 10 Eastern time here in the Daverhood. What else do we want to talk about? Well, and it also, it was going to turn into a pretty crappy holiday weekend, because also we had trouble with our heating. The joys of home ownership, man. We were dealing a couple of weeks ago with a blown out fan on our fridge. And then, before that we had sort of a leak from one of our showers, that some idiots came and cut a hole in our ceiling to figure out that, maybe we should just not have to do that. So we had to have that fixed and patched. And then what else? What else did we just recently deal with that we had somebody in here for? And then we realized that, even though, thank goodness, my Zovirax was no longer working, but we realized that the house isn't getting warm quite the way it should. We're not freezing.
No.
But, we turn, it'd be chilly all over the house, and we hit the thermostat, and we go like 71, 72, just to get it. And no matter what, the thermostat would kind of conk out at about 60, not conk. It would keep things almost comfortable, but not quite. So it'd be chilly.
Maybe it's Jewish.
Yeah, exactly. It would complain. So we're like, all right, well, let's just, Joyce is like, let's just have this looked at, because we don't want, as the weather's going to start to get cold in mid-November through December and January, you don't suddenly want an emergency. And she's right. So we call, and the guy comes, and it was like this middle-aged to older guy. and he's really old school because he's doing two things at once. He's got a young trainee that he's helping, and he's really like, don't be afraid to get in there, get it that wire, twist that wire, you do that. He's like making sure. He's one of these tutor kind of people.
Yeah, like a mentor.
Who's going to be like, that's how you do that.
To
See that red
it,
one?
yeah.
That goes to the red. That goes to that thing. Don't be afraid of it. You get in there. It was great to hear him.
But that's how people, you get someone with experience to train somebody.
Yeah, he was way cool. But at the same time, so he says, oh, was there a fan belt broken or not? Was it nothing to do with the fan?
No, motherboard.
The mother. We had, who knew that HVAC systems have a motherboard like a computer now? Everything's computerized, right? So, he's saying, yeah, you've got a glitch, there's a thing, it's a motherboard, it's a thing. So great, can you fix it? It's like, no, you gotta get a part. Always, since the 1950s, it's never fix anything. It's like, the part will come in, then we'll fix. So, all right, well, what do we do? Well, I said, well, we closed everything down. I'm like, when do you closed everything down? It was like, are we going to have heat?
No, you got me, because whenever you need anyone to drop the hammer, you're like, honey?
No, but I was the one who dropped the hammer on this. You came down the steps, yeah. But it gave me the courage to tell him, excuse me, so are you telling me we're not going to have heat for all of Thanksgiving weekend? Because, of course, nobody fixes anything Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Thanksgiving weekend. And he's like, yeah, your boilers, not boiler, what do you call it? Your HVAC is off. There's no heat. I'm like, but it was working before you got here. It just wasn't working at Optimus Prime, which I don't even know what that means. It wasn't even in prime rib condition. It just was, not working well enough. Now you shut everything off and it doesn't work at all. Can you maybe fix it to back at least where it was half broken so that we get heat?
Well, he said he would put it on with the fan and the circuit.
Yes, so do it. Yeah. Why would this not occur to a person? Why would he think that it's better for us not to get any heat at all?
Because you said you didn't like something with the fan. You were talking about the fan.
I asked him, because he said, like, what we can do is have it going, but the fan will never shut off. So when there's heat coming up, the fan will blow, because we have forced air. So the fan will blow the heat. But once you hit a certain temperature, the heat won't be, and you'll start just getting fan air. It'll be almost cold air, not cold air, but it'll be recirculating the air of that temperature. And I'm like, okay, that's kind of annoying, but, and is it dangerous? Because, if you don't use the circuit breaker to trip it off and stop everything, the fan will just keep going and going and going. So sometimes it'll be hot air, and sometimes no air, like cool air, and the fan's just going to keep blowing air. And I'm like, is that dangerous? Is it dangerous to have the fan blowing 24/7? And he said the magic word, no. And I'm like, then please go back into take the panel off, turn the thing back on, and then when the part comes in, guys, come back, fix the motherboard.
He also cleaned
Well, he cleaned the filter, and he did some other stuff in there, which means now, which is kind of marvelous, now when we hit the thermostat at 71 degrees, it goes to 71. So he did some fixing beyond the motherboard fixing. So he did something. Yes. So we just have to deal with making it so that the fan goes off when it's not necessary.
It's like in Colorado, they told me that if the filter is dirty, it messes up everything. And I wonder, remember we had central air, I wonder if a dirty filter was part of it.
And it should be, and it's actually something we can do. You can literally take the panel off, slide out. We used to do this for air conditioners. Slide it back in.
I did it in Colorado.
Yeah, and right. So, So although our heating system isn't fixed, it wasn't badly broken, thank goodness. We have delicious, comfortable air in our house while we're waiting for the part. And supposedly the part is in stock, so by next week, good Lord willing and the creeks don't rise, we'll be in good shape because it's going to start to get much colder tomorrow. But that was annoying. I mean, this kind of thing of like, oh, this is what we're going to be dealing with this weekend. There's like no heat, thank you. Right, and on top of that, the next day, Joyce goes into the kitchen. She flips a switch, and the under counter, it's not puck lights, but they're like that. They go under the counter and kind of illuminate the counter space in the kitchen. So then she flips on that switch. Nothing. Like, not, Not like one missing bulb, not one. There's suddenly boom.
I'm sure a breaker's out in that chain. I just don't know
Yeah.
enough.
And it's not something you can leave because you want to make sure that there's no wiring issue that might, for me, it's all about danger and starting fires. I don't want a wiring issue behind this plug thing, behind the switch. And what's going So now we have to get somebody in here to look at those, see the string of lights, see if it's a wire, see if it's a circuit, see if it's just, whatever it is, or if it was blown out. We had a couple of blackouts over the summer. They didn't last very long, but I'm sure that's what killed the fridge. I'm sure that messed up some of the stuff with the HVAC and even with our lighting system. Something happened that shouldn't have. So all these wonderful choices. This is what comes from having a house. But who wants this on Thanksgiving, right? Who needs that shit when you're just kind of trying to relax a little bit, grade, and prepare for the next semester, which we don't have a lot of time to do. So with all that, but then, Mission Barbecue comes to the rescue.
No, you gotta look in the text.
I'm looking at it, but it was from the thing from Allison. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is.
Yeah.
So life is good again. And we had our car battery go. It was just one after the other after the other.
This is the cold life.
Yeah, it is life, but life is annoying.
That's what happens. Shit happens. It's normal.
To quote Bob Dylan, life is sad, life is a bust. All you can do is do what you must. That's basically life. So, let me give you back one of these so you can have some fun with it. Oh. But then, so it was not shaping up to be a great Thanksgiving, and we weren't going to go see friends, we weren't going to go to New York and see family. We're just going to take it real easy, doing our work and being bored and doing nothing.
Potato on the floor.
I know. It just fell.
Ow.
Oh, poor potato.
I need traction.
Pobrecito. Oh.
Ow! I need traction.
Poor fella. I just need some room here. But yesterday, like the hub day. Oh, poor potato. Okay. His hat is fine. What's the?
Some ketchup quickly.
We'll get him some ketchup too. At the Mission has ketchup. We'll get you some ketchup at Mission Barbecue.
Put
Potato.
it in my mouth now. I'm gonna die.
Potato, you're not gonna die. Potato's gonna outlive all of us. I'm gonna think of it. So yesterday, like after kind of an iffy start to the holiday, Joyce has a haircut, and she gets it in Baltimore. We live in northern Baltimore County, but the place that she wants to go is in Baltimore City.
I was looking for an Avita salon,
right.
So that you notice there's no smell in my hair.
There was a little. It's just a little when you came out, but not now.
Yeah, natural products.
Yeah.
They're better. So I wanted a place, I wanted to try a different place,
And she found one. And she found the place that was, literally 15 minutes. I mean, I'm lazy. I don't like driving. So we took an Uber right down to Baltimore. It took 15 minutes, right, to get down to Baltimore. And we get there, and we get there early, because we're going to have food first and walk around a little and then have her haircut, right? So we find a place a couple of blocks away that is both a breakfasty.
Well, you said there was next time we'll do the diner. You said the diner, right?
The diner, yeah, that looked kind of cool and funky. But I think there might have been a table or two outside. I'm not sure.
We have to look at the name of it too. You know the name.
I can figure it out pretty easily. Because nearby, a few more blocks away, was this diner with all these funky,
like a food stall
colorful
market,
things.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, no, not the food stall market. I'm sorry.
No, not that.
Okay.
Actually, that would work for both of us. We could take food out and go somewhere. But there's a diner, an actual,
nice.
But it's not an old school Greek diner. It's one of these more hippie, yuppie kind of modernish diners where every entree is $20 and even the fucking cakes are $10. But they've got like colorful, pretty sculptures and things all around the building out front.
Oh,
So it makes it
nice.
look kind of like, what is that?
What
I
is
thought it was
it?
a
Yeah.
house of some sort.
Oh.
But no, it turned out to be a diner. And I was tempted to go in there for a cup
Were
of
there
coffee.
any food places at the Hopkins campus?
Well, that was the thing. Well, let me.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, go
So
ahead.
I go, before you go get your haircut, we go to find, we centered on a place to eat that was local and open on Friday. And it does breakfast and pastries, but also Indian food. It's like this weird combination.
Yeah, and they're known for their pastry, but I think it's all gluten free except we did have a gluten inclusive naan.
Yeah, I didn't think they have. Do they have
It's
gluten and
gluten-free.
non-gluten free things? But
Yeah,
yeah.
I think you're right.
But it was very nice guy there, and we're like, let's take. I ordered Indian food because I don't really get
We
to
got
eat
in there
them.
and we turned around and it was like those big-eyed children photo. There were like 5 kids and a big furry bear guy.
Oh, and they were getting a big dozen
And then I was
cupcakes.
like, they all looked at us like they want cupcakes. So I was like, let the kids go.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And then because we were deciding,
Yeah.
and then the guy said, oh, it's still breakfast too.
Because you didn't know what you thought maybe shot paneer
Yeah,
or
but
one
I
of your.
was still not feeling. I wanted a breakfasty.
Yeah, and you found a place that does omelets. You love omelets.
And
Yeah.
the home fried had like
The
coriander.
what? The what?
He doesn't know. He's brain damaged. He fell. He's got something. Look at him.
he's
I need
problematic
ketchup
right now.
I need help. Help me.
Mm.
No, but it was delicious.
It was really, really good.
And then
And-
you were debating to have goat, but I asked if goat had little bones, and he said, yeah, it's
Goat
natural. And then I said, just replace lamb.
Yeah, because I would have liked to try goat, but yeah, if you've ever eaten goat, it's these round little things, and you're always constantly looking for little pieces of meat.
It's too hard.
It's annoying.
Yeah, to me it's like seafood. I don't know why people would,
Oh, you mean like a fish?
Yeah, or
Yeah.
like I don't
Well, no,
understand.
shrimp and scallop, you're not going to
Yeah,
get
but
any.
like a lot of things have those,
But so we're there, and it's this nice little place, but we want to eat outside because it's quite nice out. And so we'll take it to go. We'll take it to go. He brings us the stuff, and we're hungry and we're excited. We go outside. There's tables outside. Like, great, thank you. And there's a guy. We couldn't tell if he was homeless or just a local guy, like hunched over using his telephone. But we didn't really want to deal. It was also a little chillier than we thought. So I felt bad. We just went back into the restaurant. And I
No,
told the
he
guy,
said to us, he said if it's too cold outside, he'd come in and eat in here.
he did say that? That
Yeah,
was
he
nice.
did, yeah, he did.
Because I gave the guy a tiny little tip for takeout. I didn't tip him for eating in his restaurant.
We
We
cleaned
didn't
up our
make a
stuff.
mess.
We threw the garbage, and we
Yeah.
didn't have water or anything. So
Yeah. It was like,
yeah.
so, and we ate in there, and it was just really, mine was spicy. You thought, oh my God, it's so spicy.
Yeah,
But
it was
as you started
spicy.
eating it, it's like, oh yeah, it's so spicy.
It was delicious.
Oh, it's so
It was
spicy.
delicious.
It was lamb, vindaloo. Oh, I had vindaloo. No, I didn't get the
biryani.
Biryani. Because biryani is usually not very spicy.
Oh.
That's right, but
I
it's
could
an
imagine
almond.
the spicy one. Oh my God.
Exactly. That's right, because biryani's kind of gentle. It's like
I think
korma.
that's why people drink beer when they eat South Asian.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes it probably cuts the spice.
Yeah, it's great.
It was absolutely delicious.
And what was your omelet? What did you have?
It was a caprese, so it had mozzarella, but all of the hash browns were or the potatoes were all like South Asian flavor. It was delicious.
Could you stop using the P word,
And
please?
we had naan as well.
We had naan with stuff in it.
With stuff in it. It was delicious.
It was really, so that was a great beginning to the late morning in Baltimore. And then Joyce goes off to get her hair cut. And we walk around a little bit looking for a place for a coffee or tea. And, on Thanksgiving Friday morning, not that easy to find.
The place was closed, I think, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
So fine.
Yeah.
So she goes off, and I'm like, okay, the weather was nice enough. It was
warm,
that I'm just gonna do what I love to do when I go to a place I'm not familiar with.
Walk,
Just get on my feet, walk around. Because there was a temptation, like, if I hit a nice place or a Starbucky type
and
place,
you could
sit, look at my phone. I didn't bring my computer. I brought a book.
Okay, yeah.
Have a coffee, have a slice of pie or something, but
Yeah.
it was so nice. I'm like, I'm gonna walk, and I notice from even where the hair cutting place is, above all the buildings around there, there's like a spire and a cupola. And I wonder, I don't know if that's a church, but it's probably a really nice building.
Yeah.
Let me just go in that direction. Let me just see where my feet.
Did you see the art museum when you were there?
I saw signs for it.
Oh, okay, good, good.
Well, otherwise, if I wouldn't have gone all the way to the art museum because we were going to go.
Did you see restaurants and things, or what? Just campus?
That I didn't. Well, not especially on the way back because
Okay.
I got convoluted. I saw a bunch of places, but no, when I went, I started walking, and just through these little neighborhoods. I took a side street,
Oh, wow.
and it's just I like, despite all my bitching, I like having a house. I like not having an extra neighbor, on the other side of the wall, and not being an apartment complex. But you have these row houses where all of them were having like this, I guess, Halloween pumpkin contest.
Oh, yeah,
And
you said they were cute.
yeah,
Different.
and cute thing. One guy had on his lawn, kind of like the wood chipper thing from Fargo,
Oh,
where you just
God.
see the pants and the jeans and the feet sticking up from the ground, and
I hope he
you know,
didn't win.
he might have, but it was really cool. You got a really nice neighborhood feeling, and it did make me feel kind of something we were talking about, like when I'm in my 70s, which isn't that far away. And I don't want to go upstairs, and you know, you come out of your house,
Yeah.
and there's your neighbor, and there's another neighbor, there's somebody waving
Yeah.
at you, and you feel part of,
And the
your
grocery
neighbors.
stores down the block.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right now, we come from everything. You don't want to know big fences, good fences make good neighbors. Kind of, you wave to them, hi, how you doing? But you don't get close. There is something to be said like that New Yorkie
Yeah, our
community,
neighbors
like,
gave us a unicorn. I think we got close.
well, yeah. But you know what I'm saying.
I
Like
understand.
there's a certain in a street like that.
Anonymity, yeah.
It's so not congested, but so compacted.
Yeah.
Row after row, all connected, and everybody's kind of doing the same Halloween thing. There is something nice about it.
Communal.
Yeah, it's not me, but I kind of like the idea of it when I'm 77 or something.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I get through that. I'm gonna keep walking towards this cupola thing, and then I realize, oh, I know what that is because there's a few different buildings with those, several of them. And I get on the campus of Johns Hopkins University. And, because there's a Johns Hopkins Medical Center that we've been to.
There's like 10 of them all over,
And, every other building in Maryland, you're next to something that Johns Hopkins owns. Yeah. But this is the campus of JHU. And if I tell you, maybe it was my mood, maybe it was the
weather,
really nice weather, and maybe it's just the way it's laid out, where everything is like quad after quad after quad. The idea of quads, where it's just this giant rectangular patch of green, of lawn, and then all these buildings, and the similarity, not these modern Soviet style ugly fucking buildings.
Like Fordham was like that.
Fordham was kind of like that.
Hall.
Yeah, Fordham had that nice feudal old castle-y architecture, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
And UNC, where we used to teach, Joyce's building was the nicest building on campus. She lived in, or not lived, her office and her department was in a building that, from the outside, the inside was no big deal, but outside it was this
fancy
castle-like building, and it made you feel a little special to go in there. Johns Hopkins, man, they have this like Philadelphia historical looking architecture, brick with white trim, all the buildings kind of uniform-ish.
Oh, really? You have to take me where you went next time.
All around, and
next time you'll take me, we'll go to the art museum too.
Yeah, but and there's so you look around, and you just kind of walk, and you feel somehow elevated just by walking through this campus. And I went into one of the buildings because I had to use the bathroom and to see if the buildings were open. And you go up sometimes like marble stairs. I'm good. Marble stairs.
To the bathroom?
Well, no, to get from outside, which I don't necessarily like the idea of marble stairs because anytime you have any kind of freezing rain.
Yeah, but David, there must be ADA accessibility. How do people get in?
Yeah, no, but you know what? You're a perfectly able-bodied person. It's going to slip in a snow mush because what's slippery in the marble?
No, you're right.
But it's so pretty. And you go up and you open these big wooden doors and you go into these halls and these things. And then I went into one place where they have the symphony orchestra. Johns Hopkins has a fucking symphony orchestra of its own. Not just a band, that plays in football games. I can't imagine that their football team is much good, but
but they get the best health care. Did
What?
you stub a toe?
Yeah,
Stat!
that's right. They're back on the field 2 plays later.
Here's your toe cast.
And some of the buildings were closed. I mean, it was the Friday of Thanksgiving,
Yeah,
but a couple of the other, and you just walk into these buildings and you come out of them.
Did you see
And
the library?
walk down the quad. Yeah, there's a couple. There's one. It was the Schreiber or the Eisenhower Library, but it was not Dwight D. It was Milton Eisenhower, whoever the hell that was.
Of course.
And it was combined with these
That's
other people.
That's the cousin nobody talks about. We all know Milton. Oh.
But I didn't see the library. Couldn't get into that.
Yeah.
But and then you go away from the quad. You get out of the quad, and then there's another quad with more buildings of just the same. It's like decked out like quad after quad after. And just the idea of a campus with quads doesn't feel like so much Animal House, but feels like,
what nostalgic.
Ivy League-ish. Like,
but they're not Ivy.
No, John's it's not Ivy.
Please no.
I don't care. It is the most beautiful campus. Because you go, there's one point where you go up these like rather punishing stairs outside, and you get on this higher level, and you can kind of see the whole.
You'll have to show me where you went next time.
Because it was just, and I can only imagine what it looked like 6 weeks ago,
Oh,
when the leaves were still deciduous, and they were changing colors. Not
so if I get a haircut every like 8 weeks.
Well, it'll be middle of winter then, but yeah. Which is fine. But what I'm saying is, if I tell you, and I've seen some nice campuses, right? And I've seen Fordham, when I used to teach
Columbia,
or go there.
Morningside Heights is beautiful.
It is.
Washington Heights is the medical center, so it's more commercial.
Mm-hmm.
But if you go to 116th, it's beautiful.
It is nice. It is. Still New York though. You still see like a Wendy's and crime across the street. And
usually see it's like a hot pot place, and you see like convenience stores. But
yeah, that's the thing. I don't know if I were like a med student at Johns Hopkins or that like building. You could tell these buildings were like 100 years old, and they said carved into the mechanical engineering, electrical engineering. But then like you're hungry and you have half an hour for lunch. I have no idea where they go.
They probably have internal
food trucks or something. I don't know.
They probably have internal, cafeterias and whatnot like that.
But I don't know where the strip is. Where let's go. We have an hour.
I remember when I was at Anschutz in Colorado for some training, and it was like Food Truck Thursday. That was fun. It was a medical center.
I'll bet they have to do that there.
I wonder, I'll ask my friends who went there. I have a lot of friends who went there here.
And I asked them what to do on the campus for the public at Johns Hopkins, because there was a sign there that they had done a play there a couple of weeks ago. I don't know if it was She Stoops to Conquer or something like that, but
you could get into that. You have
well, anybody, the public is invited to that stuff. So I just have to, that moment of kind of, it reminded me almost of when you and I and the theater critics went to Paris. And Paris was so dismal, right? We were walking around Paris, and the people were not, they weren't nasty, but they weren't that friendly.
We couldn't get in the hotel, so we were all jet lagged, and then we had to check our bags, and we walked around. I think it's the jet lag.
The jet lag was gray and rainy. We saw a place we fell asleep in because we didn't speak the language, and we were jet lagged and tired. We go to a restaurant, and Paris, the food was all right. Nothing special. Nothing was special. It was like
pamplemousse. You have
pamplemousse. And then we were in. I told this on the air. No, we were at Père Lachaise, the cemetery.
Oh yeah.
Where Victor Hugo is buried, where Jim Morrison is buried, where like Simone Signoret and whoever, all these Yves Montand, they are buried. Okay, fine. And we're walking around Père Lachaise Cemetery, and for the first time in about 3 days, it stopped being gray and kind of pissy rainy, and the sun came out.
Yeah.
And Paris looked like Paris. And suddenly I understood. I'm like, oh, Paris. The Champs-Élysées and the, Gare this and the Jewish section. And I was like, Paris. I had something of a Paris moment in Johns Hopkins. Because no, you know what? Because also you say people, where you moved to Maryland? Baltimore. Baltimore. Randy Newman wrote a song about Baltimore. It's like, Baltimore, man, it's hard just to live in. It's like, well, because it's like every other building on certain blocks is bombed out and burned out, and
Yeah, depending on the area. It's like, say,
Yeah.
New York City. There's no homogenous,
True. True.
neighborhoods.
Parts of Central Park
Yeah,
are as
yeah,
lovely as anything you could imagine, right?
yes.
But so you say, oh, it's in Baltimore, Charles Street, whatever. But you go to this campus
Yeah.
and you look around and you're like, this is Baltimore. Baltimore's beautiful, right? And you go to certain blocks and it isn't burnt. I mean, there's little shops, little places, little things to eat and do. And I was like, man, there is much more
Yeah.
to.
But that's
Well, it's not a major city. It's a crappy.
No,
it's urban blight.
But we were in a part of the city. They're different neighborhoods.
We were in the gay neighborhood.
But I don't know what the name. They're different neighborhoods.
Yeah. No, we were actually, a lot of what do you call rainbow flags posted on buildings and things, which is kind of nice. It's kind of a safe, free sort of place to be, and yet it's not going to be so gentrified because everybody there's going to be poor. Because there probably going to be art students going to UM or whatever. And so it was a pretty nice day. But I was so exhausted from walking because I got lost coming back from Johns Hopkins.
You're like, I'll be
Even using my GPS.
Like, I'll be there in 5 minutes, and it was like 20 minutes, and the guy's like, he's like, is your husband okay? I'm like, he's somewhere. He's on the way.
Because I found the street that you were on. But I took the wrong turn on the other because my GPS was telling me make a left. All right, fine.
Your numbers went up or down.
And I found myself on 33rd Street. I'm like, crap. And it took me like 10 minutes to go the other way. And so by then, you were tired. I was tired. We were going to go to the art museum, but we're like, another time. But it was a nice day in Baltimore, and definitely turned this holiday weekend around because it was very, very cool, and got to do that more often.
Yeah,
we're so close to a city.
Yeah, I'll ask my friends who lived here and go here, what are some fun things to do? Like the one coffee shop. One of the guys I interviewed in my research project, he didn't want an Amazon gift card. He wanted it to this coffee shop. And I talked to my friend, and she's like, you need to go there. It's like a little food co-op. It's charming. And so people know. We just have to ask people,
Because when we lived in Colorado.
That market that Allison told me, there was Rogers or something. I don't know the name. Yeah. But I have to write down what people tell me.
Yeah. But when we lived in Colorado, we were like an hour and a half north of Denver.
Were far,
and I didn't want to, I'm not good, I don't like driving. I don't want to drive
we're close.
Yeah.
And on the 15th, I have to go, but I have to go in the city for my medical stuff.
Right. Okay, fine.
15th is a Friday.
Good.
And I have a curriculum meeting, but I told them they could call me. But you could go with me, and we could go do stuff there.
We can do something on Friday, yeah. And that's the weekend. We'll both be grading like crazy.
Yes,
but the following week, we got to finish our grading and get done.
Correct.
Yay. Praise God. Yes.
Yeah.
So, let's do it. But that's the thing. We never really took advantage of Denver very much, even though we were close to Denver.
Yeah.
We went to Fort Collins a lot, but that has bad associations because half the time it was just with a sick dog.
I don't have bad associations with it at all.
Well,
you do.
Yeah.
Because you hated
Murray. I was a driver.
You hated Murray.
There we go.
I loved him.
And
what about the little doggy, the Pekingese that liked you? We kept following you, remember?
Oh, yesterday on that?
Yeah.
No, yeah, we saw dogs.
He kept following you.
See, I'm at the age now where I love other people's dogs because you get to pet them. They're really cute. They lick your hand. When the girl wasn't looking, he licked my balls a little bit. It was pleasant. And then I handed him back. And the dog went,
Now the dog has cough.
Now the dog has herpes. No, but anyway. So I hope you're having this makes me laugh. A happy and pleasant Thanksgiving weekend. And I am a little bummed that, oh my God, it's already like Saturday morning and I have to go teach again on Monday. And it's like, what happened to my weekend? It's almost over. But it isn't over yet. And this show Dave's Gone By is not over yet either. We haven't really done anything yet. We haven't gone to Greeley for Greeley Times. We haven't gotten our Colorado Limerick of the Damned, nor, might I add, have we done this week's Bunion Watch. So, don't go away. We've got much more Dave's Gone By for you. I do want to say, if you want to write to me, Dave's Gone By at AOL.com is the way to do that. Dave's Gone By at AOL. Remember, America Online still exists. AOL.com, where you can also message me on Facebook. You can direct message me or post under old programs, or probably post any old way, whether you're a friend or not, and do that, because I do love to hear from you. And check our Twitter feed, Radio Dave 2, Radio Dave and the number 2. That's our Twitter feed. Check it out. And I don't do a lot on Twitter, nothing to do with all this Elon Musk stuff. It's just I don't have the time or the energy to now balance the fact that we also have an Instagram page, David Lefkowitz, I think it is, or Dave Lefkowitz. I don't even know what our Instagram page name is, but we just put stuff up there. It's the same stuff we have to promote the show that we put on our Facebook page. So lots of different ways to keep in touch and to know what's happening on Dave's Gone By, even though, as I said, our main site happens to be on the fritz, while our host and server provider tries to get its shit together. Anyway, what else? So we talked about so much stuff. I'll wait for Joyce to come back to start doing Greeley Times. But can we talk about the New York Jets? I didn't even watch the game. I can't watch the games. I have to pay all these different cable servers now if you want to watch a football game. And really, who wants to watch a New York Jets football game? But so everybody's everybody's like, Zach Wilson is the problem. Zach Wilson is the worst quarterback ever. Zach Wilson can't do this. He can't do that. So they pull Zach Wilson all the way into the.
I'm sorry.
Oh no. 9 or 10 games into the season. And suddenly it's like, oh, I guess Zach Wilson wasn't the problem. He was part of the problem.
So then what was the problem?
The problem is that the Jets suck balls. They just do. They have no offense. Their offensive line has been horrendous. Not just this, for the past couple of years, their offensive line has been a disaster. And they couldn't protect the quarterback. So Aaron Rodgers goes down 4 plays into the season because the OL can't protect him. And then, Zach Wilson, the one thing he stayed on his feet. Everybody's worried, he sucks. He can't do this. He can't see the field. He can't target this. He can't run an offense. He can't do anything. Fine, but at least he stay healthy. At least on the turf of Giant Stadium, he's able to not have his knees destroyed. And even though he's getting sacked 4 or 5 or 6 times a game, he's bouncing back up. He's young, but he still sucks. So they pull him. So they say, well, I guess what we got to do is pull the quarterback.
Is that always that's the
Well, that's what everybody says. Oh, it's Zach. It's Zach. He's terrible. Terrible. How do you win with a quarterback like that? So they take him out. And they put in this guy Boyle, or Doyle, or Boyle, or so now they got to lance the Boyle because he sucked as bad as Zach Wilson because they've got no offensive line. And now the defense is they're quitting too. The defense was like major for the first few games and helped the Jets because it's only by a ridiculous coincidence and miracle and some good defense that the Jets are even remotely in any kind of playoff hunt for the past few weeks, and that they weren't 0-10 right now instead of 4-7. It's because the defense does pick sixes and sets up things and stops other teams from scoring, except the past couple of weeks. The defense is like, you know what, we're on the field most of the game.
Yeah, that's not fair.
And we've been busting our asses. And then the offense comes on the field and it's 3-ing out and 4-ing out and 3-ing out. And you're not scoring any points at all. We're going to lose the game anyway. Even if we lose 15-3, why are we trying? So now they've stopped trying. Now they're just like, guy intercepted our quarterback in the end zone, and he's starting to run. Let him go.
Wow.
Don't tackle him. Just let him go.
See, you don't want to be a.
It's a disaster. Yeah.
See, you don't want to be.
So the Jets season.
That's sad.
It's just the irony that you knew the season. The season should have been worse than it was. They got a gimme against the Giants because the officials kind of helped them out with a call, and they got lucky the first game. The Jets really should be like 2-9 or 2-7. They're 4-7, and so it'd be.
Yeah, but they get paid. The players get paid if they win or lose, right?
Aaron Rodgers,
Yeah.
the guy they brought in, the veteran
Yeah.
they brought in
Yeah.
for millions of dollars
Got hurt.
in the
Did
offseason.
he get hurt?
Well, you know this. You remember this? The first game of this season.
He probably purposely fell or something.
I wonder because fourth play of the game of the Jets side of the game, he's down and he can't get up, like Achilles or whatever the hell it is. And basically at that time they were saying, well, that's the end of the season. Had the Jets been in a legitimate hunt, they were saying that he would come back. More recently, that he's back on his feet. He could be back in December, take over for Zach Wilson, and bring the Jets to the playoffs.
Does he need the Achilles? Can he just throw
Well,
the ball?
he's been improving. I mean, at first it looked like a season-ending injury, but what really turned out to be like if the Jets were having an okay season, he'd come back and. But now everything's a cluster. Why, if I were Aaron Rodgers...
Why don't they go to the Ikigawa and get the robot and just bring the robot in and be like...
Robot football.
Like, happy birthday to you! He's driving down the field. Happy birthday to you!
It's more fun watching the
Dodging
game.
The robot that almost
the game my dad used to have, and we still have it in the basement back in my mom's house.
Robots,
It's like that. You line up all these men. It's a pain in the ass, but you line them all up. These little doll figures on this board. And then you turn the board on and it starts to rumble.
Oh, no.
And then they start moving forward down the thing. It's like electric football. And mostly nothing happens except like two players will come at each other.
Oh, no.
And then they'll start do-si-doing around and around and around.
That's nice.
But the guy with the ball...
He was dancing?
Yeah, they would just start linking arms and all they could do is turn around and around.
That sounds exciting.
It was the stupidest fucking game ever. Because every play you had to line them up. It was like... but it was torturous. When we have that game, it's probably... To a Jets... if there are any Jets fans left, it's probably worth a few bucks. But although it was used.
At least those players don't get hurt, you know?
Yeah. But if I tell you, so Rodgers is sitting on, I don't know, $33, $44 million, whatever they pay him. And I'm not exaggerating.
That's ridiculous. I don't know. But I know they get the cognitive decline and stuff, but...
And he never has to. He's going to get his money, whether he plays again or not. Wow. Which is kind of, that's...
Why don't you go into football, honey? Can't you be like, there's some little guys that kick and run. Can't you do that?
If I were a player, if I could somehow get on a team, first play, I'm like, oh, God damn it,
That would be you in the locker room.
Yeah.
You'd slip in the shower in the locker room.
Yeah, right, like, injury. And get paid off, and never have to, I put $2 million in the bank, because I'm not a $44 million man like Aaron Rodgers, and just be like, okay. But you know how these guys are. It's like Tom Brady. Yeah. The man did not have to play like the last 10 years of football, but he needed to play football. Yeah. So he did. He's fine. He didn't hurt himself at all.
Did you do Greeley crimes?
Well, no.
He must have hurt himself if he has that.
No, this is Brady. This is.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, but it was just kind of fun. It's fun now listening to like the YouTube reaction videos of the New York Jets and just kind of like a guy who's a serious Jet fan, because you can't even, the way the NFL has things now, and you can't even find them on the radio. Like, unless you're local, because there's blackouts in the way they've got the money struck. You can't even listen to a fucking Jet game just by putting on and like free radio.
Where do they have it then?
Well, you don't. You have to ESPN and ESPN stations. That if you're not in the neighborhood, they don't put it on the web. It's garbage. But what you can do is watch guys who are watching the game on TV and then saying what just happened.
Well, that's good.
Because they can't stop them from doing that. They can stop them from showing the actual game because that's copyright.
Comment, yeah.
But they can just say, oh, so-and-so just did this. And the Jets are now 7 points down. It's
wow.
like,
it's like the guy who did the Nathan's hot dog eating.
right, yes.
Tea, honey,
I got my tea's here, yeah.
I don't know what that is. Oh,
Oh, that's my coffee, yeah. But yeah, but this guy, he's a real Jets fan. Loves them, will love them forever. But yesterday he was just like, for the whole last half of the game, they're clowns. This is tragic. There's not a word. He's literally like, I mean, he's usually so exuberant, even when the Jets suck, even when they're losing. And I was like, this is embarrassing. This is disgraceful.
They wore him out.
Yeah,
he was in the thesaurus language.
Yeah. I think he won't be on next week because he will have cut his wrists.
I hope not.
And jump from like the bridge into the Hudson.
I hope not.
Because it's just funny. And anyway. So it's 20 after 10 Eastern time here in the Daverhood. You're watching the 919th episode of Dave's Gone By with me.
Which is basically you killing time till you get your prime rib.
I know. Well, they don't open until 11:30. So we are shopping first.
Yeah, but I just need salad stuff. That's all I need, salad stuff.
And blueberries.
Yeah, which is like fruit and veg.
Yeah, I'm gonna get some meat probably.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Get a duck or something.
Possibly, yeah. This time of year they might. Or
I'll get the fruit
maybe a
and
rabbit.
Veg. Yeah.
Anywho, but we have, as you alluded to, we have not yet done Greeley Times, which is based on columns that appear in the Greeley Tribune newspaper, all the way out in Greeley, Colorado, where Joyce and I lived for a bunch of years.
Yes,
so one column in there has to do with phone calls that come into the police department from people who see people being naughty in the neighborhood. Yeah. Anyway, from people call the police saying, help, we need help. And most of these calls are ridiculous. I mean, it's all, it's all public domain. It's all, the newspapers have access to this information as long as they strip the identifiers. So they take the funniest ones and put them into a weekly column in the Greeley Tribune that is called Cop Log. Well, I monitor Cop Log very carefully so that I can bring you the best of in a segment that we like to call Greeley Times. Oh yeah, Greeley Times, ladies and gentlemen, here on Dave's Gone By. So, these are actual phone calls that came into the cops in northern Colorado. For example, a caller. Oh, you're going. So, owner official. Yeah, that's a caller, definitely. On 7th Avenue, said a woman was selling drugs out of her house. Big shock. Okay.
All right, hold on. She's selling drugs.
How did he know this?
How?
Well, he used to date her.
Oh. Woo.
And she wanted him to sell for her again. And by the way, at 4 o'clock the same day, another call came in. A caller at Lincoln Park said that, quote, a guy named Tony was trying to sell drugs at the gazebo.
Wow. Who said love is dead?
I know, right? That got back together.
Yeah, got back together, back on the whatever they're doing. It's nice.
The couple that stays together sells crack together.
Yeah, that's nice.
Isn't that just sweet? Doesn't that just work? That should be a Valentine's Day story.
Maybe save it for Valentine's. Best of. Yeah, that's the best of one.
This is kind of worse. A caller on 10th Avenue said that a neighbor threw fireworks at her dog. I mean, I could kind of understand if the dog was barking, you just want to like scare him or spook him or something. But that's not nice.
No.
So I'm gonna throw fireworks at a dog.
Yeah, that's not good.
I can't think of anything funny to say about that. I thought I could, but oh well.
I hope it's not a hot dog.
Oh. A caller on 2nd Street said that his satellite dish was stolen off the side of his house and thrown over the fence. But when he checked the other side of the house, his satellite dish was still mounted.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God. You know, I think he's a little dyslexic.
Yeah.
Like,
yes.
Honey, did you put it on the right or the left? The right? You mean your right or my right? Which is the? Oh, this one with this is the L.
That'd be a cool trick to play on somebody if you could do it with mirrors, like get David Blaine or Copperfield.
That's horrible.
To have like, but what happened? Wait a minute, what? Now it's over there, honey.
Yeah, but you know, it's nice when people solve their own problems.
It is. It's like it. Oops.
Oopsie.
Now a caller on 20th Street Road said, speaking of dogs, he got bitten by a dog while delivering for Amazon.
Wow.
But he didn't want to press charges because, quote, well, he knew better than to go in the yard. It was kind of like, yeah, they have a pit bull that's eaten and killed a few things, but I should have known.
You must train the drivers.
Like I would tell the driver, don't.
My cousin was a postman. Like he drove the brown truck, like the UPS truck. He was a mailman, and he said they carried like that spray, and they told him like what to do. I wonder. We're getting our package. I'm just checking.
Your post person comes to these houses that have signs that say like "Beware of dog."
Mail carriers pretty much should know.
Yeah, but what do? Well, you're supposed to deliver
you
mail.
You can't deliver. It's undeliverable. It's undeliverable.
Get yourself, that family. Put a mailbox like in the front by the curb.
Yeah.
I'll put the mail there, but I'm not crossing onto your lawn.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. I don't know how.
You just feed it to the dog.
Yeah. You carry meat.
Maybe that's the dog that had the firecrackers thrown at him and he was pissed.
I wonder.
I think it was.
Now, there's a caller on 29th Street. Oh, yeah. Can you get that? Thanks, man. What are they concerned? Oh, they're concerned about someone trying to steal her identity.
Again, here we
go. I mean, this is a common.
Yeah.
But why? Because she received a ballot for someone else at her house. As opposed to just getting the wrong person's mail. No. Someone wants her to vote. Yeah. Because that is the most logical explanation.
One time when I first got my cell phone, the person who must have had the number must have owed people money or something because they kept calling.
Oh, that too. Old phone numbers. I used to get that at the Colorado number of someone looking for this woman who must have skipped out on bills.
I wonder what happened to the police. I mean, what happened to her? I hope they found the rightful owner of that ballot.
Oh, well, me too.
Yeah.
See, there is election fraud. Trump should have won again. Please. Oh. Anyway, a caller at Walmart reported a, quote, repeat offender who looks drunk and is, quote, kind of running into people with an electric cart. Housewares.
Yeah, but that could hurt.
No kidding.
That could hurt if you got hit. It's like getting
But do you think he's like someone who can't walk and is in one of those scooter things?
He can't walk because he's drunk. That's what they're saying, that he's drunk.
But how is he in an electric cart?
Because they have it at Walmart. You can get them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can drive them. They have them.
Oh, I thought he was on his scooter thing.
No, they have scooters. You can get their baskets. And they're big. I mean, it's like... How come
when we've gone to Walmart, you didn't let me get into a scooter?
That's why.
That's true. That's why. That makes sense, babe.
Yeah. Oh, no, 8th and 8th? What?
Chicken alert! That's kind of a lame chicken alert. We need more noise.
Wait a second here.
That's better. Chicken alert. All right. What a chicken alert denotes is that it's nothing big. It's just that we have a story about a chicken. This is from Coplog, Greeley Coplog. A caller on 12th Street said his neighbor, and this is close, has a rooster
Oh boy.
that, quote, doesn't know night from day
Oh.
and makes noise all the time. And they do that. There's this misnomer that they all wake up at 4 o'clock. And, yeah, they crow whenever. They're roosters. They're animals. They just do.
Maybe he just needs a hen.
Well, who doesn't? Oh! Thank you very much. A caller at a surgery center on 13th Street. You know, that's not going to go well.
Oh, I don't like this.
As a matter of fact, it's at a surgery center.
Like, if you're calling from a surgery center, that's pretty messed up.
Well, they said
a surgery center. What does that mean? Like a
probably
hospital?
urgent care or something. Oh no, or
no, a surgery center, urgent care, hospitals.
Maybe it was that that hospital that used to be where our friends lived, right a block away.
No, that's a hospital.
Right. So
they would say a hospital.
Maybe.
Okay, go ahead.
She said a customer became belligerent with staff, so they canceled her procedure.
Mm-hmm.
She left, and I'm probably going to throw up while I say this.
Oh, no.
So she exited with an IV in her arm.
Wow. But why are they calling the police for that?
Well, she's probably stealing an IV. I mean, she was making trouble. They canceled her procedure because she was being
against medical.
Yeah.
Wow.
But what are you running down the street with an IV? Oh, not happy about this.
No.
Not
Not you.
Because if you do that uncarefully, I don't really want to know this. Would blood start shooting?
No. The needles are bendable. You're fine.
So you just yank it out and nothing happens?
Yeah, you put a little Band-Aid, you're good.
Oh, all right. Oof. Just in case that ever happens to me.
No, but I wonder if she wanted medication or something. Like
they should have given her or something. Ooh. Anyway, something different. A caller on 40th Avenue. Well, this is not good. Said a loose pit bull attacked her German Shepherd. Those are 2 dogs. I'd be a little afraid of. She doesn't want to press charges because she knew the owner of the pit bull, and he makes some good music. But also, and besides, quote, her dog won. So Shepherd over pit bull.
I told you the guy on campus, the footballer in Colorado.
Yeah.
I was sitting at the bus stop waiting for you to pick me up, and he sits there with me because he was waiting for the bus. And his dog is like scanning like this, like Knight Rider, with the eyes. And he said, yeah, it's a wolf hybrid.
Oh, well, yeah.
And he said the wolf hybrid took down a pit bull. It's a
Somebody
wolf.
has to be able to.
No, and then it was crazy because the dog sat on my feet. Like I was sitting down and sat on my feet. And I said, what does it mean? He said, he's protecting you. And the dog sat on my feet and went just scanned. He said he's scanning for predators. I'm like, my spouse is picking me up in a Subaru. But the dog was protecting me.
Nice.
He's like, he likes you. I'm like, that's good.
Thank God.
Yeah, that's nice to hear.
Yeah, this dog doesn't. He doesn't like you. Probably.
I need my fingers to work. I need a face and fingers though.
And by the way, later the same day, as this incident happened, a caller on 4th Street Road reported a pit bull got into her home through her doggy door. It was not aggressive, but it was drinking her dog's water.
Going on?
I don't know. It's a home invasion by pit bulls now. And they're not the worst pit bulls because they can't win a fight.
Yeah.
But they can take some water.
It's like I had a rough day. I just need to rest on a doggy bed and have some water.
God. Anyway, let's go elsewhere because these are all Greeley, Colorado items that came into the Greeley Police Department.
Yeah.
But we also do some elsewhere stuff in terms of weird news that is happening elsewhere in the universe that isn't in Colorado. So here's some actual news that comes to us from one of our favorite places, Idaho. Oh! Yes, Potato, you're gonna love this. My nostril. All right, hold on. There we go. We'll take this off, and we'll just here. Here's a story about Idaho, Potato. Okay, Idaho. She was pretty hot. All right, Potato, be nice. An Idaho man with more than 250 Guinness World Records teamed up with a duo of Amazing Race contestants
Whoa.
to break a record.
Of what?
Or I actually reenacted with this.
Oh God, I don't want to know what that is. Oh, crayfish, crawfish.
No, good kick out. Good
What?
guess.
Toothbrushing.
No.
Beard growing. Beard shaving.
Well, no.
I don't know.
You don't want to know. The record is for how many chopsticks can you put into a beard? Yes. Putting chopsticks into a beard.
Who invented
What's
that?
the record? I don't know. Some rabbi. I don't know.
Makes no
Like an
sense.
old Jewish man in a Chinese restaurant on New Year's Day. It's like, what happened to where's my chopstick? Oh, that's kind of cool. Let me see if I can do another. Let me see. Serial record breaker David Rush
Wow.
at an Amazing Race watch party with contestants Joel Strasser and Garrett Smith took on the record for most chopsticks.
How many? Like 1,000?
Put into a beard in a minute.
Oh,
A minute,
maybe
1 minute.
Like 50.
Working in a team of two. Very, very good. Strasser already holds the solo record with 59 chopsticks. Yeah. By the way, he also, as you would imagine, he holds the record for the most toothpicks in a beard,
Oh, good.
most baubles in a beard,
I was wondering about that. Yes.
and of course most straws in a beard.
I was wondering,
Yeah.
who held those records as well. Yeah.
So they coordinated, and Rush and Smith took turns inserting the chopsticks into Strasser's beard.
That's disgusting.
And they're not used. I mean, they're just sticks. And they reached 110
Wow.
in 60 seconds.
So they almost doubled. This thing would have been like almost 120.
But this is sad. 6 of the 110 were disqualified under Guinness rules.
Oh yes.
So it's really only 104.
Oh, that's a shame then. Who wants that?
But that is still pending final review.
Yeah.
A new record.
Oh, nice.
Pretty great. And of course, the other problem is once you break a record like that using chopsticks, an hour later you want to break the record all over again. Yes, ladies and gentlemen.
No, food for you.
No! You can get, you can fit a chopstick or even a toothpick in any part of my hair.
You gotta grow. Grow yourself.
Even in my I've got shaggy pubes down below.
David, please.
Actually, you could probably get a few toothpicks into my pubes.
I don't think that Guinness would want to see that.
No, nobody will want to see that.
I don't think.
Nobody would ever want to see that. All right, let's go back to finish off Greeley Times here with a little bit more of news.
Do you have a haiku?
Oh, wait, a limerick, yes.
Yeah.
Our limerick is coming up. We're going to Vilas, Colorado. Don't miss it. Oh my God, wait, no, this was, yes, yeah, wow, 2 in 1 day. Another chicken alert.
Wait, hold on.
Ah. Whoa. Chicken alert.
Okay.
All right. This is another story. Every time I put it down, I
I know.
This is 3:30 in the morning, a chicken alert. A caller on 7th Street said he just, quote, murdered a raccoon with a knife
Oh, God.
and injured a few more that were trying to get to his chickens. The caller was advised to put the knife down.
Yes.
Wow. Can you imagine running around trying to kill raccoons with
But also
stabbing
they
them?
might give you rabies. I wouldn't go near them.
Well, maybe he wore gloves and he just went whack. Because raccoons are vicious, they'll come at you.
That's
They're
what
like
I don't
otters.
understand,
Yeah, but
Maybe
I guess.
he was just.
Oh, maybe. Well, no, if there's a family of raccoons and they take an opportunity to eat the chickens in your chicken, they're gonna, Mm. I mean, it's sort of like, they're all losers. Everyone loses in war. But, anywho, a caller on 23rd Avenue Court reported finding a small female dog wearing a diaper.
Oh.
why she would call about, I guess, a lost dog report or something.
Yeah.
But obviously it was a cared for dog
Yeah.
because it was wearing a dye, which is kind of, that's the whole, there's nothing more.
Aw.
Then she found a small female dog wearing a diaper.
Mm.
Aww. That's it. Yeah, I'm not going to end on that one then. A caller reported screaming coming from the apartment above her. Turned out to be an exasperated mother trying to get her teething baby to sleep. An officer came and, quote, masterfully calmed the baby down. No.
It's just, what do you call those things?
Yeah. It was a black child.
What do you call the
a taser. He
Yeah,
tased the baby. Right. Anyway, those, my friends, are Greeley times.
Mr. Horace Greeley was no fool. I'm sure that you'll agree with me that Greeley was no fool. What he is getting at is that Mr. Greeley was no fool. Yippee-yi, 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 yi-yi, yippee-yi, yippee-yi, yippee-yi.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, what fun we're having on this Saturday morning, November 25th, 2023, with the 919th episode of the Dave's Gone By show. Conmigo, Dave Lefkowitz, my wonderful and darling wife, excuse me, Joyce.
Oh, God.
Potato is with us. Shit is with us. Baby Axolotl is with us. And he is wearing a diaper. Look at that.
Maybe he was the lost puppy.
Oh, look at him. He's so cute. And you are with us, which is the most important thing. Thank you guys for tuning in every Saturday from 9 until noonish or thereabouts. We have still our Colorado Limerick of the Dam to do and our friends of the Daverhood. But before all that, you know what it's time for. Ladies and gentlemen, it's amazing. This is now going back about 14 weeks. I started teaching.
Oh, I know why you lowered the
Oh,
tray.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but you're doing good. Do you have where's your pain monitor?
Oh, my pain scale. I gotta have
You
that.
gotta find your pain scale.
I got it.
I know what you're doing now. Okay, I got it.
So here's the deal. So I started teaching again, and that first day I was wearing new shoes that I thought I had broken in, and they rubbed like crazy against my foot, and I was almost incapacitated for another week after that. And then the weird part, and I've said this every week, it wasn't on my bad bunion foot. It was on my better bunion foot. And it wasn't even on the bunion itself. It was sort of like on the top of the foot that has the bunion. But either way, it made me very, very conscious of my foots and walking and having little moleskin pads and things.
Yeah, you had a lot of protection.
And since I share everything with you, everything except politics this semester, but
Make myself a cup of tea.
you want another cup of tea?
I have a decaf.
I'm good with tea. So, but if you want to go, but you're not gonna measure my foot. While you're here, just measure my foot.
No. Your bunion is normal size. Your bunion, the size.
Well, we haven't measured it yet.
The size isn't the issue. Remember, it was the bunion pain score.
Oh, well, that too. Now, we've also been measuring the look and the feel and the size of all Dave's bunions. So this is my bad quote-unquote bunion. This is the bunion that, you heard the drumstick, yeah. So let's see how this bunion sounds when you hit a drumstick against it. We're going to do it down the side. So there it is. There you can see the curvature of Dave's right foot bunion. You can also see the hammer toe kind of that's happening. Oh, this really helps. This is great. So the curvature of the bunion there on that way. But this was not the foot that caused me agony. This was the foot. Now this other foot has a much smaller bunion. It can barely. It's also a little red, and you can also kind of see it. See, you can barely even get. I've got to curve my toe under in order to get some sizage. I'll just show the two of them, in comparison. There really is no comparison here. It's sort of hard to see in the camera, but so I can keep them like this, but this doesn't really do them justice either. You kind of really have to turn them to the side to see them. But there they are. There are old Dave's bunions, but this was the foot that hurt for the week that, and I am wearing pants. So before you start wondering how weird this is, and look how hairy beast I am, my God. So this was the bunion foot that gave me rubbing and pain. This is the foot that makes it hard to buy shoes, but this bunion is not giving me problems at all. So let's take a look at the bunions this week. On the pain scale, and here's the deal, I walked around a lot yesterday when I was walking around the campus of JHU, and I thought, if I'm going to have trouble, I was wearing different shoes. It would be, on a day like yesterday, we're going up and down hilly, non-level Baltimore, and walking around this campus. Probably did about 4 or 5 miles. But I gotta tell you, on the pain scale, no pain whatsoever. Absolutely on both feet. A very, very good bunion day. So, once again, a happy and contented and healthy and good bunion watch here on Dave's Gone By. I forgot to play our bunion music theme here on the show.
She's Bunion, she really is a fun one, she's Bunion.
Listen, doctor, to my plea, it's time for bunionectomy. Bunions, they're a pain in the feet. These feet of mine have got to go, please get these bunions off my toes. My elbow boy would always have my elbow boy. Bunions, painful, bunions, painful, bunions, painful, bunions.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, bunions, painful. The weirdest part is not that I do a segment on this program called Bunion Watch, because people who know me, well, yeah, that's the kind of thing Dave would do. But the idea that I could go on YouTube and find several people doing songs about foot bunions, that's what makes me nervous for America and the future. But anyway, the future of this program is not in doubt. We're doing our 919th episode. We've got many, many more to do. I'm thinking, gotta shoot for 1,000, and that would happen still almost 2 years away, like a year and a half to a year and 3/4, assuming that I do a show, 45 to 50 shows a year, which I do. So, yeah, thanks for watching every single week. We're on from 9 until noonish or thereabouts every Saturday morning, live on Facebook, and then our archives are available at archive.org. Don't forget, we're also at castbox.fm. If you just want the audio, if you don't mind not having the video part of this, then, because it's still basically a radio show, except for Bunion Watch, you can listen to our show at castbox.fm. They're downloadable specifically for podcasting. What?
Did I miss the Limerick?
No. I finished Bunion Watch.
Oh,
so
good. And
pain-free bunions.
Oh, wonderful. I was worried. I was a little bit on pins and needles that your bunion would be pain-free.
Oh, it's well, I warned them. I said yesterday I did a lot of walking, and in my old shoes, and no problem. No.
So was it the shoes that were the problem that one?
Well, weeks ago. Now those shoes I'm so used to, they're fine.
Great.
I couldn't walk with them yesterday too, but I'm saving them because those are my nice sneakers for teaching. Should tell you something about who I am. Like I have nice sneakers.
You do. Listen, you got.
Actually, they don't even look that nice anymore. They kind of got raggy looking real quick.
Which ones?
The ones I wear to teach the black ones.
You have six pairs.
I'm saving the newbies for next semester. Yeah, I'm not gonna break them out with 2 weeks left. At this point, the kids don't care about me. I don't care about them. I could dress in a bucket. It's kind of the point. Like, look, I'm gonna sit here trying to teach you, and all you're either going to do is be on your phones or try to do the assignments that you have to do for this class and do them while I'm teaching you what to do in the assignment. And then you're going to do the assignment and not remember what I was trying to teach you. So I'm going to take off points because you weren't fucking paying attention when I was trying to teach this to you. And I need to see the prime rib again. I need to see it now.
Oh, I
This
heard,
is how every
yeah,
teacher
I
feels
called them
14
up.
weeks
They
into the
said
semester.
they're cooking a special one for you, honey.
Get that prime rib up, because it infuriates me. I'm like, there was one girl. I'm like, she's typing away, and I can tell she's not paying attention. And I was like, yeah, but I'm working on the composition for this class. And I was like, it's you do that at home. That's why we call it homework, you dummy.
Honey, focus.
Prime rib.
Are you gonna get yours that rare, or are you gonna?
That's what prime rib is.
I
It
thought-
should look that way.
Oh, I thought that was rare. Does prime rib have like a
It's
rare, medium?
Well, you can. In other words, if I take, let's say I buy 4 of them today.
Remember, Les used to say it was like mooing. You wanted.
He
My
liked
grandpa
the
used to say that
steak
too. Yeah,
rare.
like, yeah.
I don't. I like
wonder
it.
if he would eat
vegan.
raw meat, like raw beef. My Uncle Bob ate it at a German restaurant. It was raw chuck chop.
Oh, I did that
What
once.
is
I
it
think it was
called?
with my dad or with my
It's
Aunt
called-
Esther. It was called steak tartare.
Yes.
And what they do is they take raw, healthy. It's not. We're not talking about mad cow beef.
No, it's
And it's ground chuck chop. They put an egg and they put spices in it, and some other way. We're talking about 30-something years ago. I
They
tried
probably
this.
still make it.
Yeah, some restaurants do, but you gotta be. It's like fugu. Yeah, if you're dealing with raw meat and raw egg,
How could you serve? I still don't understand how you could serve raw meat. To me, it just seems.
because it's still, as long as it's there's no bacteria in it, it's food.
I don't know. They say don't eat raw cookie dough with egg, and you can eat raw meat. That sounds.
Well, they say don't. But what? Did you not growing up licking the spoon when you were baking like a cake or something?
No.
Did you not take your finger,
No,
swipe it around the
no.
Tupperware, and go, "Oh, God, what kind of life did you lead? This is what you do."
I ate raw potatoes. I loved it. It was delicious. I would eat one now. Well, that one looks tasty. Let me skin them and eat them. Yum, 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 yum.
Oh my God! It's hummus! Ah! Ah!
Potato.
But no, but seriously, it's not something you would eat every day, or that you would test your
Yeah.
stomach on. But it was tasty.
My
I
Uncle
was
Bob loved
surprised.
it. Yeah, I
It was
surprised.
onion. There was a lot of chopped onion in there
I was
too.
surprised he ate it, but he enjoyed it. Yeah.
So steak tartare and raw cookie dough. Raw cookie dough is yummy. Raw cake batter is pretty tasty too. We used to make Passover cakes for Passover, and
Well, that's
have a bowl.
appropriate.
Well, yeah.
Go ahead, honey. I want to hear the limerick. I came back
Well,
for the limerick.
we still have to do our friends of the Daverhood, and then we got the
Oh,
limerick,
that's
and then we
okay.
can close the show.
Here, give me the.
It's not even 11 o'clock. We used to go 3 hours. Now we're barely even going for
Oh,
2.
you didn't have a guest, and you don't
Yeah,
have a thing.
the quiz.
I thought you wanted to get up and line up there early, so you'd be the first one online for your.
In case they run out of it.
Mhm.
Oh, if they run out of the prime. Oh my God.
I mean, I thought you wanted to.
If they run out of prime rib, I'm taking hostages.
Because we could shop at Wegmans and then, then as soon as we're done, that's all we
Yes,
have to do.
yes. But this show has sort of a cadence, has a pace to it. So we still have 2 things left to do. We have our friends of the Daverhood, and then we will get to our Colorado Limerick of the Damned. But as I was saying, the archives of the show, the audio you can hear at castbox.fm, and go to archive.org, look for the Dave's Gone By channel, and watch and listen to our archives at your heart's content. And we will at some point get our regular website back up. But here's the deal. The reason to listen to and watch our old archives is not just me, and not just this fun that I have with my wife. It's and not just seeing beautiful potato, but we've had guests
Tasty, that one. He looks yummy.
on the show many times. Hundreds of guests have been on this show,
He looks tasty.
and we like to tell people what they've been up to.
Yummy.
Potato, Joyce, what are you doing? What are you saying? She scares me, Daddy.
I could use the little potato right now, like some of those South Asian hash browns I had. Yum.
No, wouldn't you rather have a tasty little axolotl?
No. Oh, David.
Is his diaper? Oh, his
Honey,
diaper.
that's going to be a problem.
And there really was a story in the paper yesterday or 2 days ago about Mexico, where they're asking people to virtually sponsor axolotls in the wild. Like they're asking people to donate in the equivalent in pesos, $35
That's nice.
to adopt an axolotl.
Do you get to keep it?
No, that's the thing. You probably get like when you send your dollars
like you
to care.
foster axolotl, yeah.
So we found a little axolotl. We're naming him after you for $35, and we're giving him some extra
You
water.
can name him Shlomo.
Oh, Shlomo.
Shlomolotl.
But that was the thing. When I was reading about these things
Are
2
they
years
endangered?
ago.
I don't think you said they're endangered.
No, the thing is,
They're extinct.
people have been putting them in their fish tanks at home, and that population has been exploding.
Yeah. So what's the problem?
Zillions of people have axolotls in their fish tanks.
In nature.
In nature, they're dying out. So, is it me, or does it make sense to be like, hey, why don't we incentivize all these people who've been breeding axolotls in their fish tanks to take 3 of the axolotls out of the tank?
You can't because they're domesticated. They won't survive, I don't think.
Well, they don't need to go and beg for food.
I don't know. I don't know what they in the wild. It's different.
Who eats them or something? But
yeah, they have
support your local axolotl, ladies and gentlemen, or your Mexican axolotl.
He's cute.
They're very cute. They got the little, and who knew they'd be so incredibly popular all over the world?
I think he started the trend.
Maybe he must have. He must have.
Mhm.
But at some point we'll get maybe an axolotl tank with a couple of axies in it. That'd be lovely. But folks who have appeared on this program in months and years past, we're proud of them. We love them. We love to see that they're doing well and doing other things, and that's why we call them the friends of the Daverhood. Oops. Oh, there's prime rib. It makes me happy even when I don't need to be made happy. Hey, why?
Holiday specials. Smoked and carved over.
Whoa. There we go. Oh yeah. Boom dooby diddly doo, boom diddly doo. Biddly doo, biddly doo, biddly diddly 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 biddly diddly piddly diddly doo. So, ladies and gentlemen, among the people who have been on this program are Jill Sobule, the singer, songwriter. Her off-Broadway rock musical that she is in, called Fuck 7th Grade, has been, it ran months ago, they brought it back, it ran again, they brought it back, and now they brought it back one more time, but you have only today and tomorrow to catch it at the Wild Project on East 3rd Street. It's Jill Sobule, wrote and in Fuck 7th Grade. Playing on the 30th, so that's coming this week, Eric Comstock and Barbara Fasano are going to be at the Noye Gallery on 5th Avenue over at 86th Street. They're usually at, they still are, Saturday nights at Birdland. So you can go see them tonight at Birdland or later in the week at Noye Gallery in New York. Judy Collins is going to be at theater. It's a John Lennon tribute that they're doing for something called Theater Within. I got to take this music down a little bit. It's at Town Hall, and it's going to be happening on the 2nd of December. Town Hall, 123 West 43rd Street. I think that's just off 6th Avenue. The one and only Judy Collins taking part in this benefit where she'll be singing John Lennon songs, as she has been for 50 years. Sally Mays, that same night, is doing Now and Then, the teaser. Speaking of the Beatles, I guess, Green Room 42 is where that is occurring in Manhattan. And playing now through mid-December, Michel Chopin, a new biographical musical thing by Hershey Felder. He plays the piano and then he impersonates the great composer. He sang with Beethoven and Hershey. Well, his name is Hershey Felder. You remember him? He's married to like this Italian politician, and he lives in this glorious mansion whole thing, and he just goes around to Broadway and other places and all over the world doing these piano concert biographies of great composers. So now he's doing Michel Chopin, and it's at 59 East 59th Street Theaters, playing now through the middle of December. On Broadway in Hagestown, it's Lillias White. She's still there at the Walter Kerr Theater. Stuart Zagnut is in the new Broadway musical Harmony, which is co-written by, of course, Barry Manilow. So if you want to see Stu Zagnut, our wonderful friend of the Daverhood, you see him at the Ethel Barrymore Theater over on West 47th Street. And then Alan Menken has written the music, of course, for Aladdin on Broadway and Little Shop of Horrors off. Seth Beeson Hirsch's Seth's Talent Showcase happens every Tuesday night at Don't Tell Mama over on where Restaurant Row is on West 46th Street. Marcus Goldhaber is at room 623 in Harlem on 119th Street. That is every Sunday evening. And then, let's see, Vince Giordano and the Nighthawks, 2 shows on Monday evenings at Birdland, while Jim Caruso's Cast Party every Monday night at Birdland plays. Get your tickets for all Birdland events at birdlandjazz.com. StageBuddy.com is a wonderful website devoted to New York nightlife that is founded and edited by our friend Evan Seplow. And then, of course, we mentioned Dr. Demento before. He has his website, drdemento.com, where you can listen to Dr. Demento shows from the past 4, almost 5 decades, plus he still does a new one every week, drdemento.com. Shout out.
Have you heard from Evan lately?
Not since Labor Day.
Oh.
He invited us to his Labor Day cookout, but we were here. He was in New York. But yeah, no, he's, I miss him. Cool dude.
Yeah.
Charlie Gross and Leslie Hoban Blake, they co-host Two on the Aisle, which you can watch on YouTube. It's a theater review show. Vicky Quaggy does Late Night Catechism. That is at the Greenhouse Theater in Chicago. She's also going to start doing, I guess, Christmas bingo in maybe a week or two because it's going to be the holiday season. So check those all out if you're in Chicago. Remember that our friend David Sheward, he writes theater reviews for TheaterLife.com, CulturalDaily.com, and the wonderful TotalTheater.com. So just go to any one of those to read his latest reviews of shows on and off Broadway. And don't forget that Rabbi Saul Solomon, who hasn't been on the show the last couple of weeks, his website is shalomdammit.com. This is where you can read and hear his rabbinical reflections, where you can watch his hilarious stage show, Shalom Dammit, An Evening with Rabbi Saul Solomon, as well as watch his hilarious 10 episodes of a TV show that he did for Long Island Cable TV many years ago. They're all there for free at shalomdammit.com, DAMMIT, shalomdammit.com. And those, my friends, are the friends of El Daverhood. So, ladies and gentlemen, does that end things? We're a little bit after 11 o'clock on this Saturday morning, November 25th, Thanksgiving weekend morning, here on Dave's Gone By. We've talked about all sorts of things, including prime rib.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Prime rib.
Where'd it go?
We've talked about tube bending. We've talked about the nut company. We've talked about Johns Hopkins campus of the university in Baltimore, walking around Baltimore, and of course prime rib and Mission Barbecue. Prime.
honey.
Yeah.
And
Anyway.
your bunion's good too.
And we did our Bunion watch. That's right.
Here, I'll turn off your thing.
So.
Oh, you want it for later?
Well, yeah. Let's do it to the end of the show. Just remember to turn it off before we go.
Okay.
So.
I turned mine on.
Have we done everything? Have we finished our allotted time here in the Daverhood this week with everything we wanted to talk about and do? Yeah, I think we're. Oh no, ladies and gentlemen, how could we end the program without one final bit of culture?
I will use this when you do your thing.
Yes. Our culture of the day, where we go to Vilas, Colorado, for our Colorado Limerick of the Dam. Let me explain that Joyce and I lived in northern Colorado for many years, and I took it into my crazy head to do a poem about as many places as I could in Colorado. You know, just find all these little towns all these little, from Vale to, Greeley to Evans to, places, Brush, little tiny.
Nothing was too small or too big. You did all sorts of towns.
If I could figure out a way to rhyme it, I would write a limerick poem about it. But it gets harder and harder.
Put some of those towns on the map.
And the other hard part is you see the name, and if you're not a Coloradan and you don't live there, you have no idea how to pronounce it.
Of course.
So I see Vilas, which you figure you pronounce like Bob Vila, like Vilas. It would make sense, like a Spanish kind of thing. But apparently no, or at least according to one TV station there, apparently Vilas is pronounced Vilas.
Yeah, they do that makes
like
sense.
Salida, Colorado is
Yes,
instead of Salida.
Yeah.
So this is why they do this, I do not know. Yeah, because you and I, we lived in Greeley.
Yeah.
Right? And sometimes we even go to Denver.
Or Fort Coolins.
Yeah, right, yeah, Fort Coolins, right, yeah. So, hey, far be it from me to detract from the way people talk about the place they live. Although I do that by writing poems about these places. So we call them Colorado limericks of the damned because the point is, limericks are dirty, they're risque, they're tasteless, they're comical, at least the ones I try to make. And that's why we go to Vilas, Colorado this week for our limerick of the damned.
You're the poetry man.
A limerick is a comic verse of 5 lines, in which lines 1, 2, and 5 will end with words that rhyme. And likewise, verses 3 and 4 also end with words that rhyme. So this is a limerick.
Rocky Mountain, Colorado, Colorado.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Rocky Mountain High, we go to Vilas, Colorado. Where is it? Well, it's a small town in Baca County, which is in far, far southeast Colorado. It's like it's almost bordering 3 different states. So Oklahoma is right there. Kansas is to the right.
It's up in
or
that area.
to the
Four
east.
Corners,
Yeah. So I guess population of 100 people. So not the tiniest,
That's small.
Yeah. But it's
Pretty
83
small,
acres,
you know.
which is not that. 83 acres, is a bit
Must
of
be
land.
farm, right?
I'm sorry, ranching, farming. So post office there since 1887.
Okay.
And it was named, I don't understand how this happens. It was named after a senator named William Vilas, Vilas, but he was from Wisconsin.
Oh, well.
How does this happen? What?
He was
So many of these
It's
places.
very popular. Maybe
I must,
You lived there, maybe.
maybe, or visited, or they just like, they didn't have enough people living in the town at that point. It was like, anybody who comes through will name the town
next
after.
person who comes through will name
Oh, look, there's a senator from. Okay. Where's he from? Wisconsin. Fine, we'll name it. Fine, whatever. So they had cattle ranching for many years. Then the Santa Fe Railroad came through.
Oh, that's the big money maker.
Well, in the 1920s it expanded, but in the 1930s it got really, really hurt by the Dust Bowl.
Does it have a supermarket?
I don't know what they have there now. You don't really see much about Vilas, Colorado.
I've never heard of it, until
But-
you mentioned it.
Because they had the Dust Bowl thing there in the 30s, it's been very front forward in terms of soil conservation.
Oh, wow.
So they're good about that. I guess they just water it down a lot to keep the dust
They have
from coming
100
out.
people there. They don't got a lot of people trampling on the soil.
Yeah. And just when they had all of that figured out, in 1977, an F4 tornado caused millions of dollars in damages.
God.
So no dust.
Cows everywhere. Well, got rid of the dust.
Yeah, I bet what happened was they stopped the dust from swirling,
Yes.
and then it all kept building up, and the dust was like, "Oh, fuck this! I'm gonna be a tornado now." You can't win.
Maybe the tornado chasers liked it. They like that.
So that's really all I have about Vilas, Colorado, except this poem,
Oh, boy.
this Colorado limerick
Yes.
of the damned for Vilas, Colorado.
Okay, I'm ready for my banger here.
I need to blow my nose for this.
Oh.
Let me blow it on camera. Let me just do this on camera. Hold on. Do you want to see? No, just kidding. Here we go.
Okay. Ready?
A music fanatic from Vilas was trying to pick out a stylus. He put on the Beatles, then grabbed 2 big needles and jabbed at his face until eyeless. Cool. Ladies and gentlemen,
Okay, give me
that was our Colorado Limerick. Make sure you turn it off,
I'm
yeah.
gonna turn it off.
Save the battery. That was our Colorado Limerick of the Damned.
That was beautiful, honey.
From I thought that took some real to rhyme Vilas
and
with
eyeless
things.
was very subtle. Very
Yeah.
subtle. I loved it.
Yeah.
Very subtle but effective.
You know, the eyeless part you didn't see coming.
I felt bad for him though. That's horrible. How can he play his musical instrument with no eyes?
I don't know. Ask Ray Charles. Ask Stevie Wonder.
Yeah, but he began with vision. This guy.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, he's a visionary person, and then. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you one thing though. He had a bunch of students, so he may not have had eyes.
No.
Well, he still had pupils. that's a little comedy right there. Yeah, I still like the real sound of a real $5 drum set. Yeah. Yeah. Well done. So now, if you have a comment or a complaint, remember you can email me, davesgoneby@aol.com, or post to me right here on the Facebook page, Dave's Gone By. As I said, we do have a YouTube channel. The Dave's Gone By channel is just the legal powers that be at YouTube are once again deleting or muting and, what's the word? Just making like it never happened, disappearing old episodes of the show because they have music in them.
You can get it on that good place.
Well, you can get it on archive.org. That's really the best place now. Archive.org for the archives of Dave's Gone By. So, that pretty much takes care of this week's episode. I think we talked about everything that we needed to early on in the program. We really did. Yeah, we've done rather well.
We did.
So I'm expecting that we will do another Dave's Gone By next Saturday, like the first Saturday in December. We'll be here for, at some point during Hanukkah too.
Yeah.
And then probably, once the semester ends, we'll be able to be here and, do our show.
Yeah, you'll have your people, your guests and such.
So it remains for me to thank very, very much. First of all, of course, Melvin G. Mintz, who is our mascot of the show. And then, of course, the Lubavitcher Rebbe, who turned out not to be the Messiah, of course, but just a dude, but a decent dude, and a Jewish dude, which is important in these times. And then want to thank the beautiful numbers 919 for letting people know that this is the 900, or was, the 919th episode.
What do you call that when you go back and forth?
It's a palindrome. Is there such a thing as a numerical palindrome?
I'm sure there is, yeah.
It's a numerodrome. Yeah, digidrome.
Oh, I love that.
I like that.
Yeah.
So let me pull off these two numbers here.
Why don't you put yourself on air?
Because the next one will be, God, I've been sitting so long. This goes, and this goes. There we go.
Why don't you sing, it's you I like.
It's not da 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 da.
It's not da 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 da.
Da 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 da. There we go. So, yes, ladies and gentlemen, that was the 919th episode. 920, most likely next week, or if we decide to skip a week because just be a little crazy with school and grading and everything else, then a week or two. But check the Facebook page and check our Twitter feed, Radio Dave 2, for more information about upcoming episodes of the show. With me, Dave Lefkowitz, my wonderful wife Joyce, and all of you guys watching at home. So, happy Thanksgiving.
And next weekend you'll give them prime rib update.
Yes. Next week, maybe I'll actually eat, during the show, I'll eat a prime rib on the air. I'll buy one on Friday and have it so I can physically eat while I'm doing the program. That would be...
Not at maybe 11, not at 10.
Well, we'll start the show.
Yeah.
Do our banter and Greeley times, and then Dave eats and talks at the same time. And I like to talk with my mouth full, so it's going to be like bits of everything coming out of my mouth while I'm doing the show. Not to be missed. So, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of me, on behalf of Potato, I thank you so much for watching the show, for your nice comments, for telling other people about this program. Wishing you and to my family and to your family a most happy Thanksgiving weekend as well. And we hope to see you next Saturday, 9 to noon or thereabouts, here in the Daverhood and Gone Bye.
Days gone by, there go the days. Days gone by, there go the days. Days gone by, there go the days.
Prime rib.